Hey y'all, welcome back to Vlogmas Small Business Grant Edition, where we are doing 25 grants in 25 days. So turn on your bell so you can get notified for the future grants. But then also go and look at that playlist, y'all, because most of these grants have absolutely no deadline. Now, this grant opportunity is for $500. $500 of free money that you do not have to pay back. And we love free money, especially around the holidays. Now, before y'all say it's just $500, $500 will be the stepping stone for you to then get other grants, because this is going to give you experience with writing the grants, and then you can tell a grantor that you have received a grant in the past, which means that one, you know how to apply for grants, and two, you know how to manage funds that are given to you by grantor. So think about it from that perspective. Now, with this grant opportunity, you also get a one-on-one strategy call with a team of experts, not just one person. So this is going to make it where you would then probably, as I say in most videos, you're going to skip a lot of teachable moments, because these individuals have already hit those top gaps and they figured out how to overcome them, and they will be able to assist you with that. And on top of that, y'all, you're going to be interviewed on their podcast. Can we say free marketing? So $500, yeah, the cash is cute, but free marketing plus a strategy session, that's worth way more than $500. And if they took away the $500, I would still want to apply for this small business grant opportunity just to get access to the mentors and to be on that podcast. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Ebony, a licensed attorney out of the state of Missouri. And on this channel, we focus on grants, legal tips, and setting a foundation for your business to get you to generational wealth, because yes, money is good, but we want our money to serve generation after generation after generation. Check out the small business grant playlist. There are several opportunities listed there. There's no deadline grants, there's no business needed grants, there's industry specific grants, and we got nonprofit grants too, y'all. And I have 2 books. The first book is an ebook. It's for individuals that's like, I just want to consume some content. I don't want to do too much more than that. Just let me sit on the couch and read this book. The second book is more for individuals that want to be interactive. There are going to be sample answers, it's quizzes, it's fill in the blanks. It is 130 pages of content in this workbook, and these books are going to help you when you're getting ready to apply for the grant. If you get the grant, if you don't get the grant, finding places to find grants, because that's probably more critical. But if you're on the fence and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to purchase these books, I'm going to leave a link in the description to the website so you can go and read the 5-star reviews so you can make a more informed decision in order to get yourself closer to generational wealth. And if you would like to further support the channel so I can continue to provide these resources free of charge on YouTube, come on over to the Patreon. I'm going to quickly share my screen so you can see what's in there in case you want to join. Here's the Patreon. Yes, the information is locked. However, once you become a member, the information will be unlocked. I post different grants in here. I post articles. I post cohorts. You see the $15,000 grants. There's an accelerator in here, as well as another $5,000 grants. And then I will post the videos, because sometimes when your bell is on, YouTube still doesn't give you the notification. So if that's something you're interested in, but most importantly, I post anything that I think will be helpful for you while you're on your entrepreneurship journey. But we don't want to stay over there too long, because we're trying to figure out how we're going to get access to $500, a strategy session with experts, that's plural, as well as be a guest on a podcast. Yes, all of that and more for individuals that are eligible for this grant opportunity. But before we do that, leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, city, state, industry. Let me know if you're going to apply for this grant too. But I am pulling from the comments in order for me to find grants. And since we're doing 25 grants in 25 days for Vlogmas, this is going to be probably a better opportunity for me to possibly do a grant that is specific to your business, since I'm doing way more in 1 month than I typically do. So, do that. But remember, y'all, like, share, comment. Thank you. Although this is a $500 grant, you still have to answer similar questions as if you were applying for, say, a $5,000 grant. But also, individuals that win the $500 grant, you are then eligible to win $2,500 at the end of the year, and we're almost at the end of the year. So that will make your total a $3,000 grant opportunity, as well as the other things. Now, some of the questions that you are going to answer. So what I did was I only pulled out the questions where you needed to type an answer, because the other ones is drop down. So it's like, you just got to pick one of the options that they give you. But these questions, they only allow for like 3 sentences. So we have to be incredibly concise when answering these questions. The age-old question, y'all, what are you going to do with the money? Right? So you have 3 sentences. Now, you can say, a high-level answer, or as I've recommended in the past, I would break it down. Since it's $500, maybe you're just going to use the entire $500 to go to a conference. I don't know if that would work. Maybe you're going to use $500 for some new software, or maybe you're going to use $100 to print marketing materials, and then you're going to use another $200 for some software that is inexpensive, or then you're going to use the remaining $200 for something else. So definitely think about the strategy that you want to utilize when answering that question, and recognizing that you only have 3 sentences. And then the next question, they want to know your target market, problem you're solving, and then your goals and challenges over the next 12 months. Again, you got to be brief. This one was kind of finicky because they didn't say at the top of the question that you had 3 sentences, but the follow-up question that they ask you, which is about the goals, is where they say that you have 3 sentences. But I will still be as concise as possible. But when we talk about that target market, again, you have to break it all the way down. So gender, age, race, socioeconomic status, lifestyle, location, literally the perfect person that would see you and say, I want to buy whatever it is you're selling, whether it's a product or a service. This person with these characteristics is going to purchase. And then your problems or challenges, goals for the next 12 months, that's something that you're going to know already, right? Like, where do you envision your business in a year? And then what would prevent you from getting to that level of success in 1 year? And then with your company, as I say in most of these videos, if you have a business, you're solving a problem. You created that business because you recognize a problem and you wanted to assist with solving it. So that's going to be easy for you to answer with this grantor. And another one, y'all, that we typically see in grant applications: how are you contributing to community? Grantors, they will definitely give money, but they always want to know, how are you giving back to your community? Because they're giving to you and they want to know how you're reaching back. They're not saying that you have to use this $500 to reach back, but they want to know that you're already doing something in community, which I have recommended in previous videos, that if you're not doing anything in community, even if you're in the idea phase and you haven't really fully launched your business, get in your community, because that's who's going to support your business anyways when you get ready to sell them something. But then that's also going to give you a leg up if you can say that, for the past 5 years or the past year, I've participated in XYZ within the community, or I've contributed in this way within the community, and I was doing this before I even had the idea to want to start a business. That's going to be a gold mine for you when applying for these small business grant opportunities. And then the next thing they ask you is, how did you find out about them? So hopefully you will put my YouTube channel, but of course, if you found out about it, some other way, and you just so happen to be here watching the video, put whomever that individual is to make sure that they get the credit for that as well. So yeah, make sure you leave that comment, city, state, industry, all that good jazz, so I can pull from the comments and potentially find a grant for you specifically. And it would make it probably a tad bit more easier for you to be eligible, plus be selected for a specific grant that is aligned with what you got going on. But with that, let's look at this grant. All right, y'all, this is the Freed Fellowship Grant, and we've talked about all of this stuff, but you're going to give them your name and email when you get ready to apply. But before you do all of that, I recommend, which I typically do, is that you review all of the details to see not only who they supported, but the most wonderful thing about this one that I forgot to mention is that they give you feedback if you don't get the grant. Okay. And a lot of grantors are like, we don't have time for that. You didn't get the grant. You can apply again if that's part of our rules, but otherwise you will not get that feedback. And then you could utilize this feedback to potentially help you apply for other grants that are not associated with Freed Fellowship. And then they tell you the things that they are going to be measuring you on in your grant application. So you can look at that. But then if you scroll down, you're going to see who they have supported in the past. So here are some of the businesses. So you have Kenny, you have Crystal, you have Latasha, and you should read their small but brief paragraphs, because that will help you say, okay, am I aligned with what they have funded in the past? Now, once you give them your name and email address, you're going to click start now. And then you're going to be taken to the application. Now, what I talked about at the top of the video was that a lot of these are drop down options. So this says, what type of business are you? So then you want to scroll through here and pick which is best fit for your business. So this should take you minutes to complete. It's when you get down to these where I say is 1 to 3 sentences though. So this is like, you really got to think about your business. And this is something that I do recommend that you already have written down. So you're not spending a lot of time trying to cut down a paragraph or 2 paragraphs that you've previously written about your business. And we already talked about your target customer, all that good jazz. There is an application fee. And y'all know what I say. You have to decide if the reward outweighs the risk. So the possibility of getting $500 plus a team of strategy experts, having that one-on-one session with them and being on their podcast, is that worth possibly not getting the grant and losing out on $19? I will say with this one, I do appreciate the fact that they do give you feedback if you're not selected. But again, you have to make the best business decision for yourself when it comes to these application fees. But once you make that decision, then you're going to submit your application. And then they're going to contact you and say, you got this money, and you're going to leave a comment. We're going to celebrate. We're going to do an interview with you. We're going to do all things to make sure that everyone sees how much closer you're getting to generational wealth, which is the goal of this channel. And which is why I'm like, you know what? Let me do this Vlogmas, which is 25 grants in 25 days, because it is going to help individuals get closer to that goal. But check out that ebook, check out the workbook, the small business grant playlist, the Vlogmas grant playlist that we have now. But as always, like, share, comment, subscribe. But no, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me virtually. I want to thank you for supporting the channel, and wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are having a beautiful day, and I will see you all next time.